and not too much damage done. So 9 from the over so far. 97 needed from 61 balls before we can all have a drink and have a think. In comes Hardik Pandya to bowl to Klaasen, who gets a delivery onto the hips, worked around the corner, down towards the party. 9 from the over so far. 97 needed from 61 balls before we can all have a drink and have a think. In comes Hardik Pandya to bowl to Klaasen, who gets a delivery onto the hips, worked around the corner, down towards the party. 9 from the over so far. 97 needed from 61 balls before we can all have a drink and have a think. In comes Hardik Pandya to bowl to Klaasen, who gets a delivery onto the hips, worked around the corner, down towards the party. 9 from the over so far. 97 needed from 61 balls before we can all have a drink and have a think. In comes Hardik Pandya to bowl to Klaasen, who gets a delivery onto the hips, worked around the corner, down towards the party. 9 from the over so far. 97 needed from 61 balls before we can all have a drink and have a think. In comes Hardik Pandya to bowl to Klaasen, who gets a delivery onto the hips, worked around the corner, down towards the party. 9 from the over so far. 97 needed from 61 balls before we can all have a drink and have a think. In comes Hardik Pandya to bowl to Klaasen, who gets a delivery onto the hips, worked around the corner, down towards the party. 9 from the over so far. 97 needed from 61 balls before we can all have a drink and have a think. In comes Hardik Pandya to bowl to Klaasen, who gets a delivery onto the hips, worked around the corner, down towards the party. 9 from the over so far. 97 needed from 61 balls. Drink and have a think. In comes Hardik Pandya to bowl to Klaasen, who gets a delivery onto the hips, worked around the corner, down towards the party. 9 from the over so far. 97 needed from 61 balls.
They need to be 83 actually, because they'll be one ahead of the calculation. So they're almost there. They need 96 from 60 balls, which is doable if someone's up and running.
It's always a good guide as well, looking at DLS, to know if that you're ahead of the rate or behind the rate. So it's always good to keep your eye on that.
Really what I wouldn't be doing is getting in a swimming pool that size with 500 people.
We'll get it anyway.
That would not be swimming, that would be human stew. Be all dead skin cells and council.
Yeah, I'm not. There is a little get together afterwards down there.
No. There needs to be a large amount of water per person. The ocean, fine, you can get in there. 81 for 3. I'm just waiting to be told to resume. Another interesting thing at that drinks break, David Miller came out for a chat with the two batters. When have you ever seen the next batter in
Yeah, it
come
happens
out?
all the time in the IPL.
Does
They
it?
do it all the time because you can then talk about how the pitch is playing and it's easier to face. I think every team should do it. Makes so much more sense.
I haven't seen it in international cricket before. Jadeja is taking up the attack after the drinks break, and Klaasen is bouncing away to leg like a battery-powered rabbit, and playing the ball out through the offside, only for one.
Speak of the devil, we've just seen Carlos Brathwaite downstairs on the boundary, and he is moist.
He's in the box. He is. He's come up, 5 flights of stairs at full tilt. It's 82 for 3. The white shirt's a bit see-through at the moment.
It's like he's been to a wet t-shirt competition.
Has he been in the pool?
Got in that swimming pool.
There wouldn't be room for 500 if Carlos were in there. There might be room for 450. 82 for 3 as Jadeja comes in and bowls to De Kock, who's pulling out to the deep ball. That looked like it was going to carry for a second, but it bounces in front of Akshar Patel out there. 83 for 3. De Kock living a little dangerously. Got caught up a no ball a while ago. 31, 24 balls he has, class of 9 off 8.
You do feel like Akshar Patel's just pulled out of that, don't you? Slightly early.
Might have gone for it. Jadeja to Klaasen, who hits him down the ground for 6. That's classic Heinrich Klaasen. It goes over the sight screen. And that's the shot that he loves to play against spin. Just get that front leg out of the way and play the booming straight drive. Booming back at you if you're the bowler. He's not a complicated player when he's really up and flowing. 89 for 3 as Klaasen goes to 15.
It was a brave move bowling spin it, isn't it? I think Rohit Sharma was perfect at the previous over bowling seam, bringing Hardik Pandya into the attack. I mean, you can't just not bowl spin at somebody because they play it so well, but You've got to be able to have your plans. Are you going back of a length? Or are you going Yorkers? Don't give him that step and hit.
Jadeja to Klaasen, who doesn't get step and hit, but he does get a cut shot to deep point for 1. 90 for 3. I wonder even if you might consider, given his importance, given Klaasen's the player who is most likely to win the game for South Africa from here, whether you do an earlier over from Bumrah, who sometimes use an over from him in the middle, but it's usually more like the 16th. I'll come back to him for the 19th. Jadeja in and bowling to de Kock, who taps her under the leg side, wants a second. They will come for it. Klaasen honours the call. And it was a well-weighted shot from Quinton de Kock. It was like a lawn bowl sort of roll it across the grass with just enough weight. The bowler had to chase it, and the deep mid-wicket fielder had too far to come in at 92.
Great game, long balls.
Rob Perella.
Love playing it in Australia.
Commonwealth Games gold medalist. Shout out if you're listening. Robbie P goes back to Quinton de Kock and cuts at the backward point. There's a fumble there. They'll get through for a run. 93 for 3. The stones on Rob Perella with that drive in the gold medal match will smash the bowls out of the area and put the onus back on, what was it, McMahon, the young Hong Kong bowls representative. It's brilliant lawn bowls. Knew his way around the green with Rob Perella. 93 for 3 after 11 overs.
Well, that over was a good one for South Africa, wasn't it? One that they needed, sorry. No, probably gone ahead of Lewis Stern, and they're ahead of where India were.
84 from 54. Doable if this pair stay out there. Wickets required for India, and Kuldeep Yadav's been a source of that, but they played him really well, aggressively. Stubbs took him on. We're going to see Kuldeep to bowl his third over. He bowls it very short, wide and slow, and it's cut by Quinton de Kock out to deep point. He couldn't help himself from playing that shot, even though if he'd left it alone, it would have been a wide.
He's done well to hit it. It was that wide. It was way outside that blue line that's the guide for the umpires.
Yeah, he was sort of squatting down and reaching for it like he was trying to pull the car along with a cable or something. 4 for 3. 35 at the non-strikers. Klaasen goes back and cuts, but straight to cover. Rohit fields on the bounce, no run.
He's one of the best players of spin in the world. He's Klaasen. And we know that. We know that he hits the ball a long way. The ICC have like a skill set graphic. They've only given him 95 out of 100. What's the man got to do?
Come on. 95 out of 100. It's like those sports video games where they give you, like what percentage on speed and agility and skill. Kuldeep bowls it short outside off. It's smacked for 6. Over cover with a cut shot. What on earth? How is that possible? That was slow. It sat up. But Klaasen had the timing and the power to absolutely dismiss that. That went miles over the fence and into the crowd. And he's a remarkable shot to bring up South Africa's 100. They're 100 for 3. Kuldeep. Bowl again quickly. They found the ball. He bowls outside leg stump. Slog sweep to deep backward square where it's fielded. They won't get the second. Klaasen wanted it. The Kock didn't. 101 for 3. Klaasen's up to 23.
I mean, we thought his shot earlier on was the best of the day, but that one was far and away the best of the day. It was wide. It was there to be hit. The ball going right across him, but the fact that he's managed to hit it halfway up the stand.
The one off Hardik had some class to it. That was just brute. But the timing was perfect. Kuldeep floats it up to de Kock, who's getting a bit tangled as he comes on the front foot. The ball angling in at his pad, and he gets the bat and the pad close together and squeezes it out to cover, takes a step down, and then runs back into his crease. Kuldeep gone for 8 from the over. Looking for something. De Kock cuts and misses. The ball scoops through. Rishabh will tidy it up. So 12 overs gone, 101 at 3. De Kock 35, Heinrich Klaasen 23. South Africa needs 76 from 48. This is in the doable range from here.
It is. It was good over that from Kuldeep. Yes, it went for 8, but actually there was 3 dot balls in that previous over as well, and just a couple of singles. It was that massive 6 from Klaasen that's made it, more of an expensive over. But the way that he mixed his lines, his lengths, he was a bit unpredictable, consistently inconsistent, which is something we talk about a lot in cricket, especially as a spin bowler. Be proactive, not reactive.
8 overs to go. We're going back to Arshdeep Singh. He's only bowled 2, 1 for 8 early.
This is a big over.
This could be one to target for Clarkson. A dip at the knees for the burly right-hander. He gets the ball in at his hip. Well bowled by Arshdeep. All that he can do is clip it away with a restrained pull shot to the square leg. And the fielder is back 102 for 3, Clarkson 24.
Yeah, you do feel like when you look at the bowling attack and their lineup, you do feel like Arshdeep is the one that you can target. Although early on he can swing the ball both ways, which is why he was effective today.
Get his lengths spot on here. They've got a long off back for Quinton de Kock with a deep point. We've got a deep backward square leg, deep mid-wicket, and a long on. Left armour to left-hander. Arshdeep Singh to de Kock, who pulls in over fine leg. It just bounces in front of the rope. So they had a deep backward square. They didn't have anyone finer. Short fine up inside the circle. So de Kock was happy to go aerial in that direction. Would have been a simple catch for someone standing on the rope at fine leg. But if there had been someone there, he probably wouldn't have played that shot. He gets 4, 106 for 3. De Kock to 39.
Yeah, it's clever. From Quinton de Kock, who goes up and over fine leg, a bit like Surya Kumar Yadav does time and time again. Very effective. Flipping the ball over that way, and it brings a change in field, which is exactly what he would have wanted. That fine leg fielder goes out, mid-off comes up, so now that extra cover all the way through to mid-off is open to go over the top.
Arshdeep can't bowl full here. He goes back to Kock, plays the same shot again, and he's caught it fine leg. That is a brain fade of the highest order. We just talked about how that field would be the means of his dismissal, and he's played exactly the same stroke despite them changing the field. I cannot understand that. He wasn't trying to hit that squarer. There was no intention. Maybe it was just reflex, but there was no intention to play anything different than the same shot that he'd played. Whipping it as fine as possible. Kuldeep Yadav had been moved down there for exactly that shot. Quinton de Kock is out for 39 off 31. And suddenly this task for South Africa has gone from manageable to much more difficult. They need 71 from 45. They're 106 for 4. Arshdeep Singh has 2 for 13. And the move to bring him back has paid enormous dividends. David Miller walking to the middle as he did in the drinks break, but this time he'll stick around and have a chance to bat.
I mean, de Kock there just tried to go for the same shot, wasn't he? Up and over fine leg. It's come off higher of the bat, so it's not come out the middle of the bat. It's come off the splice as he's hit it straight to deep fine leg. And as you say, a little bit of a brain fade from him there. Whether or not he was trying to go squarer, I'm not sure. But it just gives India another opening here.
It's just such a strange decision, because it's not as though the previous one was so well timed that it carried for 6. I can understand it maybe if he thought that he could carry that fielder, but the previous one landed inside the rope, and that one fell quite a bit short, several metres inside. Kuldeep had to come in a bit to make up ground.
It's well bowled as well, bowling the same delivery. Going, go on then, do it again.
Do it again? Yeah. Nice shot. Let's see if you can do it again. Wonder what that does to the Duckworth Lewis. Getting a bit more cloudy out there. 106 for 4 as Arshdeep comes up to another left-hander in Miller. And he's cutting the ball back in off a length into the thigh pad. That's that box height that Stephen Finn was talking about earlier, and that's well bowled for a dot ball.
13 overs, 107 if you fall down.
Okay. So they're right on it.
Yeah,
they're too short, as they were before. Two runs short. You need to be one above that Duckworth Lewis calculation, as Sean Pollock famously found out in 2003. Arshdeep. Up to Miller, who's flicking the ball down to fine leg. That's Kuldeep Yadav is still there where he took the catch a couple of deliveries ago. 1 run, Miller starts his run scoring day. Clarkson now with the key. 24 off 14 for him. 1 ball left in this Arshdeep Singh over. And he's 70 from 43. Required rate pushing up towards 10 now. Clarkson look to push that down, attack this last delivery, take something back from this over for South Africa, or does he write it off and look to the next one? Arshdeep Singh, that angled, bustling run for the left armour, and it's just chopped into the ground by Clarkson. It's not stopped the cover. Rowett would have fancied himself to stop that, but doesn't quite. With his fielder at deep cover, they'll get 2 runs. for 8 from the over, plus the wicket. That makes that a win for India. We've had 13 overs bowled, 109 for 4.
Yeah, this partnership's key, isn't it? Between these two, run rate required is still less than 10 runs and over, but we know India closed out their innings really well, just going at just 12 and over for the last 5 overs, got them up to that 176. We felt like it was going to be a little bit too many, but this partnership here for South Africa, if it's not going to be too many, these two are going to be key.
Well, the other thing being that South Africa don't bat as deep as India do. They've got Marco Jansen in next. And yes, he played very well to close out that West Indies chase a few nights ago, but this is a different situation. You can't ask too much of him. Always felt like he's a spot too high at 7. They don't have that luxury that India have with Jadeja and Akshar and the ability to shuffle players around. Miller and Klaasen, really the last fully recognised pair, and Kuldeep is bowling to David Miller, who's driving him out to deep mid-wicket. Should take a second, it's into the gap. They will get 2 boundary riders out there. Converge, 111 for 4. Chatting away as usual. Kuldeep, left arm over to the left-hander, who punches the ball behind point, no run.
It's Kuldeep's last over this, so if South Africa can get through this, it's a win for them.
One more from Akshar. Jadeja's only bowled the 1, so they could go to him. Hardik Pandya's only bowled the 1. Kuldeep, sweep shot from Miller, gets a decent bit of timing on it, but Arshdeep Singh back a deep backward square leg, 1 run. 112 for 4, Miller's up for 4. Bumrah with 2 overs left. Might look to him for the 17th and 19th, probably the most likely.
Yeah, big last 3 balls here for both India and South Africa.
They need 10 and over exactly at this point, South Africa. They'll get 1 run from this ball that Klaasen clips out to deep mid-wicket. The question about the second is answered in the negative.
10 runs from the last 2 deliveries. That makes 14 from the over, where it might have been 4 or 5 or 6. South Africa now need 54 from 36. It's back in the realm of the doable. The required rate has gone from 10 and over to 9 and over in the space of those 2 deliveries.